We're gonna wait just a couple more minutes before we get started. Just to make sure you're in the correct space. We're gonna be doing advanced website today. So I'll be going over managing current content in the website, and Stacy's going to be going over different ways that you can add content to your website. So hopefully you're in the right space and at the right meeting. It's good to see everyone. At this point, you should be able to see my NPD Office dashboard. Awesome. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and start then. As I mentioned before, I'm going to be going over managing your current content that's available to you on your website, your agent website that NP Dodge gives to you. And to gain access to that, we're going to go right up here into this top left where it says website admin. I'm just going to click on that. Typically, if we were doing like a basics class, we'd be jumping into here where you would add your information, you could change your bio, you could add some testimonials. It just gives you kind of just like a basic information about your website, but we're going to dig a little deeper today. So instead of going to my info, I'm going to go to customize my site. And I'm not sure, what your proficiency is for knowing what a website tree looks like, but I'm just going to kind of walk you through this. And if you have questions, as Stacy mentioned, just go ahead and let us know. So here is the show. So you'll see that there's a box here and it has an eye. That means that people can view this page from your website. This one is hidden. So if I want to hide a page, I just click on it, the eye goes away, and then the page is hidden. This next column are the page names. You can just scroll down there and look at the different page names. This is our navigation. So you can move these up or down. And then over here, I'm going to move you guys for just a sec. Over here on this right side is where you would typically be doing a lot of your editing of your page. So this 4-way arrow, that you can move this to a new location. So let me go ahead and cancel this and find a page I might want to move to a new location. Maybe I want to do this open house and I want to move it somewhere else. So I clicked on those 4 arrows by open house. And I just select a new location where
that's what they tried.
Where I would like to have that. So maybe I want to put it under agents and company. And then I click move. And then it just moves the page to that new space. This pencil is our edit. So if you wanted to edit any information on your page, you just click on that. You can rename the page if you wish. So if I wanted to rename the page, I would change it to whoever I wanted to, whatever made sense to me. I don't want it to be called new listings. I just want it to be called listings. Then I can save it. I can go in and edit. Oh, so let me go back here, guys. Back again. Give me just a second.
Yeah. And just schedule through showing time.
There we go. Let me go down here to new construction. All right. So any page you can go ahead and edit. So I chose new construction. Again, I could rename the page if I wanted to. I would just click on this and it would take me to a place to rename the page. And then if I wanted to edit, Why is this popping up? Stacy, why am I having so many issues here?
Because you're choosing to edit predetermined search pages. Choose like, slow down, YNP Dodge.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
You're the best. All right, click on the pencil. And there we go. And now we can edit the content page.
Yeah.
We'll just confirm that we want to update it. And then I could just add information in here. Change whatever I wanted to change. Take out what I want to take out. Add what I need to add. Close out, and then you would just click your save button. There is a ton of content already that you have available to you on your site. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through what these numbers are. So the number page is like the one here, that's going to be that's our top level page. And then anything underneath it is going to be a drop down. So as you go and you manage from the consumer side, what your clients and customers are seeing, that's what it looks like to them. So this is this is top level, and then they can click on that and then they get these drop downs. So that's how they're numbered. So the next one would be sell, that's another top level. And then below that are these pieces of information about that. Another top level is agent and company. And then these are all found underneath that or below it. I guess you would call it a sub page would be a good way to call it. All right, so any questions just on what this is just basic, what a tree looks like, a website tree, when you look at it from the back end, and the different ways that you can manage or move around the content that's already available to you. I know I kind of went through that pretty quick. So if you have any questions, if you could, like Stacy said, put them in a chat or, just unmute yourself and we can talk through it now. No? Okay, is there something, Stacy, that I forgot? I'm kind of looking through our outline and.
Just the delete, so the X.
Okay, the delete. So you do have the ability to delete a page, but it's in our best practices that you just hide the page rather than delete it, because it will affect your SEO, which is kind of like your Google juice, which makes your website better than someone else's website. So rather than delete pages and delete that content out, we suggest that you just hide it. And to hide it, once again, all you do is you just click on the square that has the eyeball in it. And once that eyeball disappears, then that page is now hidden from your customer view. Thanks, Stace.
Yeah. All right, if you guys don't have questions on managing the current content, I'm going to move into creating your own content. So I'm going to share my screen. You guys see my MPD Office dashboard here? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, before I get into showing you how to create some of these pages, I'm going to show you some examples. I'm first going to go to Kelly Busher's site. When you think about your menu, which is on the top right, think about the different content you could add. So there's going to be 3 different types of pages. Am I lagging? I see myself freezing a little. Maybe I'm not for you guys. Okay. There's 3 different kinds of pages you can add to your website. One is a content page, and that is simply just where you can add content such as verbiage, you can add images, you can hyperlink, which means link out to other websites or other pages on your page. You can embed videos. So that's a content page. Another page type that we have is a link page. That is where you create a page name. Maybe you create the page name Stacy's videos or whatever it might be, Stacy's blog. I'll show you on the Omaha Home Equity Group's page. And then all it does is when you click on it, it takes you out to that page, or it takes you to that page within your website. So that's another type of page. And then the third type of page I'm going to go over is called a search page. Right here on Kelly's site, if I open up District 66 Homes for Sale, these are all what we call search pages, which means if you want to create a page on your site that maybe, like she has, directs people to all homes for sale in Loveland, you will get a search criteria that you put in and determine and can name it whatever it is. So like when I click on Loveland, it's going to filter down to the homes that are currently active and for sale in the Loveland area. The same is true for the other District 66 homes that she has listed underneath this top level item. Remember, she said top level item and then sub pages. So this top level item, I opened it up and it sent me to all these sub pages, which are search pages. So that's the other one that I'm going to show you how to create today. So Kelly's is a good example of that. Her other one down here, Kelly's videos, this is a good example of a content page. Something to really think about is the way that these pages look on mobile. If it's a search page, like I showed you last, those are already optimized for mobile or tablet. We call that, oh shoot, the word just left me. But these pages, when you create a content page and you, like she did, embed a video, or maybe you add an image, we have to be really mindful of when it converts to a mobile device or a tablet like an iPad. So there are some criteria for how big you should make those videos or how big you should make your images, and I'll talk you through that as well. But this is an example of just a content page. She just wanted somewhere to put her videos, and she just kind of staggered them here. So these play right on the page. You don't have to click on them to go out to YouTube. So when we what's called embed a video, it's actually embedded on your page on your website. If any of you are thinking about getting into doing videos, or you already are doing videos and you have a YouTube channel, it's a really great idea to embed those videos onto a page on your website and direct your traffic to that web address, because it's going to drive up your website's SEO or search engine optimization. So this is just an example of videos embedded on a content page. So on hers, I showed you a content page and search pages, and I'm going to hop over to the Omaha Home Equity Group page. Can you guys see that one? Perfect. If I open up their menu, you'll see they have some other options here. So under steps to buying a home, if I click on this top level item, these items here are top level, they have lots of sub pages underneath that, but these are all content pages that they have created. So when I click on that one, step one, find a trusted realtor. If you walk through it, you'll see verbiage or content here, but you'll also see some hyperlinking, where if I click on this link, it would take me to another page or another website or an email address. So this is just an example of a content page with linking. And if I go down to these two, you can see they're a little bit different color in the menu. Top level items, they're a different color and they have an arrow. And this is an indication to the user that they are going to be taken off of the website. So their client before and after photos, when I click on it, actually takes you to their Pinterest page. So if I go to their Pinterest page, I can see their client before and after. So that is an example of a linking page where it lives on their website, but it actually goes out to another site or page. All right, let's dig in. I'm going to show you how to do it. in MPD Office, the same way that Nikki showed you, we are going to log in, click website admin, and then under website content, customize my site. So like she said, my info, if you've done the basics class, is where you change your testimonials, where you add even videos for your homepage can go in there, your bio. But to customize your site or add custom pages, we are going to click under website content, customize my site. Once we're here, it's the same site tree that Nikki showed you. She talked you through the varying actions you can do here. And right above that, you will see the page name, choose a template, select a location for your new page, add page. This is the bar or the fields that we fill to create a new page on your website. So I am going to start with a search page. So let's say on my website, I would like to add the page homes for sale in Elkhorn. Underneath, so this is what it's going to be called on the front end. Underneath choose a template, you're going to see the different page options. I suggest you don't look lower, don't mess with landing page or community pages. Copy a page could be something we use in the future, but really these three I'm going to show you today are really where you should stay. Landing pages are going away. We only have them in here. They exist for us to manage your MPD Office dashboard. So just kind of ignore that one. Communities page, you really don't want to mess with adding new communities. It takes a lot of information, and marketing is really happy to work with agents on adding more communities if there's one missing from the communities page. So adding one yourself is a ton of work. So I would just strictly stick to content, search, and link to another page. So I am going to, in this case, for creating a link on my page that is going to take users to a search criteria for homes for sale in Elkhorn, I'm going to click on the search page option. And then we have to select a location for it. So I could create a new top level item if I want to. You noticed on Kelly's, it said homes for sale in District 66, and then she had subpages underneath that. We could absolutely do that. Or if I want it to appear under just the buy option that already exists in the current menu, I can just select the buy option as well. So I'm just going to put it under buy, and then I'm going to select add page. Once I select that, it goes to the advanced search. This looks familiar to you guys. It has the results found. It has all the information. I'm not going to select a ton of criteria. You wouldn't want to do that for one of these pages because they're going to be a broader search typically. Some examples of different search pages you might consider making. Maybe you really want to highlight villas or condos. Maybe you would go in and only select villas or condos if you want to create a link to those specifically on your site. You could do that. Otherwise, I think location is going to be your primary use for this type of page. So I'm just going to type in here Elkhorn and select the Elkhorn city. You see it populated here. And then if I look over on the right-hand side, I can save the search. That's all I had to do is type in the location, click on it, and click Save Search. Now this page exists. If I scroll down, you'll see this is what the editing page looked like when Nikki showed you the current content that's on your site. I could always edit that search I created or rename the page. In the meantime, let's pull up my website so I can show you in real time what we just did. So under my menu, under buy, I created homes for sale in Elkhorn. So now if someone comes here and clicks on that, it's going to take them to those 75 search results. All right, before I move on to my next type of page, any questions on these search pages?
There's nothing in the chat.
All right, no questions there. We're going to go back to get to the site menu or the site tree. Oh, someone have a question? No, I thought I heard something. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we create I'm going to do a linked page. So one great example of linked pages that lots of agents like are when they want to have a page called View My Solds. Or maybe you want to have a page that says change of address and you link them directly to that move page on the USPS site. I'm going to show you both of those because they're a little bit different. One's an external page and one's going to pull off of your own website. So for the first one, I'm going to put change of address, and you can name it whatever you want. Remember, this is how it will appear on the front end of your website. Choose a template. In this case, I'm going to choose link to another page. Don't be confused when it says link to another page and don't feel like it's restricting you to just a page on our website or your website. You can also link to an outside website. So that's what I'm going to show you with this one. So link to another page and then select a location for your page. I've got buy, I've got sell, I've got about me. We've got lots of different options here. Maybe you have created a top level item already that's called resources. You could add it there. Maybe you want it to be a top level item. I'm going to go ahead and choose new top level item. And then I'm going to select add page. This is the easiest type of page to add, by the way, because now all I need to create it is to add an external URL. Now remember, URL is the same as a web address. So in this case, I need to go to the USPS site where it talks about the change of address. And all I have to do is copy and paste the URL. So I'm going to grab this, highlight it, right click, and copy. I'm going to go back to my tab where I was creating the page. So I just went to a different tab in my browser. Now I'm back to my add a link item for the page change of address. And in this field where it says enter an external URL, I'm going to paste that web address. And then I'm going to click create link. All right. Time for the real-time check. What does that look like on the front end? I am back on my site, and if I look at the menu, I might have to refresh here. We'll do a refresh, and then we will open up the menu. And you can see now I have this change of address that's a different color blue, and it's got the linking out or the arrow telling me we're going out to another page. And when my user clicks on it, it takes them directly to that post office site. Do you guys have questions on that? No? Okay, like I said, two ways to do the link page is one. You can also do something internal. I know something that a lot of agents like to show is your book of business. So all your solds. Maybe you want to create a page called View My Solds so that you can show your business. Now the new website, since we redid the website, on the home page, if you scroll down, I'll show you on Bill's. This is where I'm going to take it. But if I scroll down the page on Bill Black's website, here's his information, his bio, his reviews, and then it gets to his listings. So you can see his active listings here. But then if I click over here, I can also see his solds, which is great. It appears there. This looks really great, especially on mobile because everything stacks. But let's say you wanted this to be a top level item as well. You want it to be in your managing menu. I can just go to this section on my website and scroll down to this view all 215 solds. It's going to take me to a predetermined search results page. You can see it's similar to like when I did the Elkhorn one. So all I have to do to create a link to this page is then add this web address. So copy the URL or web address. I'm going to go back to my managing menu. So remember, I was starting to create a page called View My Solds. I want it to link to another page because I grabbed that link. I'm going to select a location. I'm again just going to show you top level item, add page. And then I can paste that URL into the external URL field and click create link. Now let's go back to my site. Let's look at what that looked like once I added it. So I'm going to click on menu. Then if I scroll down to the bottom, here's a view my solds. If I click on that, it's going to take me to, in this case, to Bill Black's. It would be in your own website if you were doing your own, but I don't have listings or sold. So I was using his as an example. Colleen, thank him for me. So there, it took me directly to the view my solds, which if I was a potential client and I was looking at your website, that would be a very visible place for me to find your solds. You guys have questions on adding a linked page?
I do have a question on the sold.
Yeah.
So I have that on my website.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple years ago, it used to have all my solds.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in there recently and I was trying to look up a listing that I sold and I couldn't find it. So I got to look and there was only like 39 solds. So how does that populate to my website and why does it take it off?
So how long ago was the sold? So there are rules to how long that they can be displayed on your website. And Iowa, if it was an Iowa listing, or if you were the buyer's agent, I think it's like 1 year. It's like a really, really short amount of time as far as the solds being listed.
Well, some of them are still there. That's been a couple years.
A couple years.
Aren't.
So I will have to look into this. I want to say there's 2 different dates and I don't know what the rules are. One is listings and I think one is if you're the seller's agent, and one's 1 year and one's 3 years. But I'll look into what the actual rules are. But there are different rules for Iowa and Nebraska for how long your solds can be displayed on websites. So they automatically pull off at the time that we can't show them anymore.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? I can get you that information too, just so that you can know why things may have disappeared. And if it's not within that timeline, we can definitely look into it. And Terry, if you made that page a while ago, we might just want to make sure that we have it set up correctly, and Nikki and I can help you. That's the other thing. I didn't preface any of this with the fact that you guys don't have to be overwhelmed by the management of your own website. More than anything, we want to show you what's available to you as far as modifying, changing, deleting, adding information on the current menu, as well as adding your own pages. If you come up with ideas or there's things that you want to do, you just have to bring that to us and we are happy to implement it for you. So don't let the whole process overwhelm you, because we can definitely help you do it.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that, Terry, I will be in your office this Friday. So if you need some help or want to just take a look at it, you know where to find me.
Perfect. Any other questions?
I do know where to find you.
He'll put on his clothes and come to the office for that one. Get out of your jammies. All right. Any other questions for linking out or creating a linked out page? Nobody? Okay, so now I'm going to show you the content page. So the content page is kind of your start from scratch page. This is the one where you can add verbiage, you can add images, hyperlinks, embed videos. Those of you who have managed your bio, it's going to look really familiar. The editor is the same. It's the same editor that you see in your newsletter in the CRM if you add articles. That editor is called a WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get. And it is used throughout this whole platform. So that's how our pages are all created. And I'm going to show you how to do that from scratch. So let's create a content page. I'm just going to call it resources, maybe 2, because I think I have another one already called resources. Under choose a template, this time we are going to select content page. Once we've selected that, we've got to select the location for the page. I might add it underneath, maybe agents and company. This will actually pull under my about me. It's labeled differently here, but we'll click add page. And this looks just like, again, that editing resource that you saw when Nikki was going to make a change to the current content on the page or on the site. So here's where I could rename it. And then when I'm ready to add content, so right now this page exists, but there's no content on it. So when I want to add content, I'm going to go ahead and click edit content page right here. Here is that WYSIWYG or your editor. Here is where we can type in our content, or if you had content already created somewhere else, you're copying and pasting. Anytime you do a copy paste, you want to select this tool right here. It's a clipboard. And when I click on it, it's going to give me a pop-up. Do you see the pop-up, Nikki? Hopefully, yes. I can't see you.
Yes, yeah, I can see the pop-up, Stacy.
Okay, sometimes when you're screen sharing a pop-up, it doesn't always share it. So you'd want to paste content in here rather than just pasting it directly into the content box. And that's because if you pull any information or content verbiage off of another website or in different types of programs, there can be what is called back coding in it or hidden coding. And if we paste it directly into the content box, it could pull some weird symbols. Sometimes there's just some weird stuff hidden behind it that you can't see when you pull it off another website and things like that. So when you're pasting, paste it in here, use that clipboard tool right here so that it removes, it kind of strips it down to just the words so that none of that weird coding or symbols or things pull through to your content box. So that is how I add content, either by pasting or typing it myself. Let's say I wanted to add an image. I could do that with this icon right here. I'm going to click on the image icon and it's going to pull up this image properties pop-up. When you haven't put it into the website previously, you're always going to go to the third tab that says upload. And then it's going to be a choose file, just like when you attach to an email or anything like that. So I'm going to choose this file and it's going to take me to my desktop or my photos, my documents, wherever I store those. And I'm going to grab a picture here. Can't remember which one I was using and it's gone. All right, we'll just use my Christmas picture. I'm going to open that one up. So then it's here, but I have to do another step and click send it to the server. Once I've done that, something that I want to draw your attention to is this width and height right here. So it doesn't give you this information, but in order to make it fit properly into and to format properly for a mobile device, you don't want the width to be any wider than 600. So what's really nice is that we don't have to resize it before we pull it in here. I want to make sure this little lock icon is locked. If I unlock it and then I make a change to the width, it won't adjust the height in proportion. But if I leave it locked, then when I adjust the height to be 600, it's going to adjust the width to be 600, it's going to adjust the height in to be connected with that. So this one is a square photo, but if it was different, it would keep them at their what's the word I'm looking for?
Right, the proper ratio.
Ratios, thank you. They're proper ratios so that your photo does not get distorted, but also so that it will be properly fit for mobile devices. So I changed the width before I click OK, and then it will populate onto my page. This four-way icon up here in the top left corner is really helpful. You can get rid of all the other stuff on the page and make it a little bit bigger so you can see what you're doing a little bit easier. So another thing that we can do is we can hyperlink. You saw, here is a link to this website. Click here. You can create anything like that that you want. If you want, this is obviously poor verbiage, but just showing you how it works. You can use words to be buttons that take you to another website, and that's called a hyperlink. So in that case, I'm going to go to the website that I want to hyperlink to. So I'll just use that same USPS site. I'm going to copy it, go back to where I was editing my web page, And let's say I want the click here to be my button. I am going to highlight whatever I want to be the button. And then I'm going to click on the chain icon. So if I just hover over it, it'll tell me this is a link. So if I want that word to be a link, I'm going to click on it. And then all I have to do is paste the URL or web address into this URL field and click OK. So now I have content, I have a hyperlink, I have an image, but let's say you want to embed a video. You can do that on your pages. It's how we create all of our pages, our videos on our website and our training site. So I'm going to go to our YouTube. So this is an example. I pulled up a YouTube video and we want to embed it on our site. Okay, so this one is a video on Facebook chat plugin. If you go to the bottom of a video on YouTube, you're going to see the share button. When I click on that, most of you will copy this link and send it to someone, but I'm going to click on the embed button. Once I've done that, I can click copy and it's going to copy this code. So it's copied. And that's all I have to do. And then go back to my editor. And then this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So right now I am in the normal HTML view of what that web page will look like. But to embed the video, I need to click this source button. And this is going to take me out of the normal view into the code view. Again, you guys, do not let this overwhelm you. Some of you are going to be like, yep, got it, going to do it. And some of you are going to be like, why did I jump on today? Just so you know, it can be done. And so that if you have ideas, we can help you. So if I come to the source view, I am going to put my cursor wherever I wanted that video to embed. I'm going to put it at the top of the page. So I'm going to click my cursor right at the beginning. I'm going to return and then put it back up here. And I am going to paste that code into the editor. And now I can click source again to get out of the code view. And you can see now I have an iframe. So an iframe is what it's called when you embed a video onto a page or a website. We can't view the video in this format. So I am going to get out of this expanded view and save my content so that I can show you what this looks like on the front end. Save. All right, it says updated. So now I'm going to pull up my website again. And we are going to refresh. Get rid of my chat there. I'm going to wait for this to stop spinning, and then I'll open up that menu to show you that new content page we just created. Yep, not there yet. It's still spinning. Any questions while we're waiting?
Yeah, I was just typing something. Has anyone done something with that Move Easy that you have proposed? I'm going to work on, adding our vendors, but then has anybody done anything with that you could give me an idea of what it looks like?
So when you say anybody, are you meaning agents? Are they using it on their website?
Yeah.
So because it's not fully integrated with an auto program yet, we're not really pushing it quite yet. And so there aren't a lot of people using it. You can absolutely go in and do the manual add of your clients right now. But adding it to your website right now without it automatically being a portal for your clients, we honestly haven't done a lot with it yet.
So just get working on the vendors and that'll come.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, here's my resources 2 page that I created. When I click on it, you can see the title. There is my embedded video. When I click play, it would play right here on the page. Here is my typed in content or copy and pasted, however you added your content, and my hyperlink. So that's how you create a hyperlink. And then if I scroll down, there's what an image would look like. How cute are they? All right.
Hey, I have a quick question. Is there a place for us to click if we want that hyperlink to open its own window or to open on that page?
I believe we have created them all. There used to be a way to do that. Let's go back.
I thought there was something that I had to choose from.
So let's look at our editor here. So if we manage it here. I thought there used to be an option. There's not an option anymore. I guess it used to be in the link, in the menu, when you created a link page, you used to have to choose if you wanted it to remain on the page. But this one does not, in a content page, it does not give you the option. And in the new site format or rebranding of the new site, when you create a linked page, it automatically opens another tab. So you used to have the option when you created a link page to say open in another window or stay in the current one, and those automatically open in another tab. But these ones you can't control, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry. I think maybe that's what we were both thinking. Anybody else have questions on that?
I don't see any questions.
Okay, we've talked through all of the different types of page. We've talked through the navigation of the menu, adding info. Something that I would suggest if you're thinking you want to make a lot of changes to your website, look at the site tree. I'm going to pull that back up. Go over it. There's, maybe pages that were created and make sense for the general NP Dodge page, but maybe you don't want them on your personal page. Go in and hide those. Or maybe like the page that Nikki showed you when you get down to that, I don't know if it was home buying guide or which one we looked at, why NP Dodge. Maybe you go in there and you change the verbiage and you say, why choose me as your agent, and just change a few of the, instead of NP Dodge, say I or we or Stacy will, and just change a little bit of that verbiage. You guys have the ability to do that. You can go in and change the information. And then as you think about adding your own content, whether it is a link page, a search page, or a content page, creating new pages on your website and then just leaving them there doesn't actually do a lot for you or for your business. So to be really intentional with the content that you add to your site is really important. So like in the case of maybe taking into example of the Omaha home equity groups, their different steps for buying a home. Creating those pages are great, but then we actually need to share those in one way or another, either sending that link to your potential buyers, or maybe you could start a marketing campaign that you start to share on your social media. So maybe they would say on their social media, we're going to be talking through the 10 steps of buying a home. And today's first step is finding a trusted realtor, and then link to this page. So it drives traffic to your website, boosting your SEO, and not just keeping them on that social. Don't give them all the information on your social, but if you drive them here, these pages now have a purpose. They're going to help you with your SEO. They're going to make you more visible. You're going to look really professional also. So don't just create content to create content. Don't just change things to feel like you made it different. You've got to find ways to send people to your site. If you looked at the marketing, we call it the marketing roadshow, as they're coming to all your offices and they're talking through all the different marketing programs and things that you can do. If you saw the top agents on one of their slides, they listed the top agent websites. I can tell you something that is connected with all of those agents is that they use also our property alerts. All of those top agents do, because those property alerts that get sent to your clients have a link to your website, or if they click on a property, it takes them to your website. Once they're on your website, they can look at other properties as well. But also if you've created other content or you have things of value, that's going to drive them there. More people are going to be on your website. So something to think about is to really, if you're going to put time and effort in, like really commit to using it so that it all works together for one. Using it on your social, using the property alerts, and taking time to kind of look through what would be something good that you can share and not just put on here to be kind of static information.
Mhm.
And like I said, we can help you implement it. I think we helped Dave do a ton of this work. He did, once we created it, he kind of filled it with a lot of content. But I mean, if you have an idea, bring it to us and we will help you either, skeleton it out and you fill it, or you give us all the content and we'll do it for you. Or if you've got ideas, let's bounce it off each other.
Are you ever, or is there a way to make it so that if we use property alerts, they can go out via text message and not email?
Not right
Is that
now.
just, could it be a possibility?
I have not heard conversation about it with this
Okay.
system,
Okay.
unfortunately. Any questions? No?
Since I missed the beginning of it, when will this be? When does the recording go on the site?
I'll get it recorded as soon as we're done. It gets recorded and then I just have to edit it a little bit. It at the latest tomorrow, either this afternoon or tomorrow.
Thank you.
We have this class with most of the same content already pre-recorded on the website too. If you want.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys, if there's no more questions, happy website editing, building, changing, or just being overwhelmed and forgetting about it for the next few months.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Good to
Bye,
see you
guys.
guys.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.